Until now, we were always dealing with circles that have their center on 0, 0. So as an example, an equation like this, where x squared plus y squared equals 4, as an example. Can anybody tell me the size of the radius? R squared equals 4. And then what you guys said, r equals the square root of 4, r equals 2. Is that right? Now, most of us did that thing where like it's always center 0, 0 and it's of radius 2. In these questions it's different. We're talking about circles that can be anywhere on the board. They can have any center they want. Is that right? So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to, instead of having it at 0, 0, an example would be the center's at 2, 3. 2 across, 3 up. And what's the radius? Radius is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody see the radius being 4 there? Now, how do we get the equation of this circle? Well, there's a formula in your notes. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Everybody happy enough with that? Okay. So what we're going to do is this, guys. Okay, we're going to do 2, 3. That's h and that's k. So what we're going to do is x minus 2 squared plus, see the way h is 2? And what's the k value? Y minus 3 squared equals, anybody? R squared, which is going to be, what's r? So what's r squared? No, r squared. 16. The radius is 4. So therefore it's 16. That's your answer. So what's in here? Right here. That's your answer to the question. Everybody right with that? Okay. Let's try another one now. This time we'll try, we did question 1. This time we'll do question 8. So just we'll do that. Okay. So question 8, guys. We don't even need any diagram. Just diagrams to explain what was going on. Okay. The center is minus 2, minus 6. So what's the h and k value? H is minus 2. K is minus 6. So look at it here. X minus, anybody? Minus 2 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals radius squared. What's the radius squared? Root 29 to be squared, which is 29. What about in here? X plus 2 squared plus and y plus 6 squared. Okay. In class now, I want you to do the following, alright? We'll just pause it here. The upgrade on these questions is the likes of question I suppose question 12 is a good one. So guys, what we have here is this. It still says find the equation of a circle, which means we're still using x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, okay? That there is basically the full chapter, the full exercise is in that formula, okay? Now what we're going to do next is this. We have a center. Where's the circle again located? 2 minus 1. So 2 across, minus 1 down, and then there's a circle going around that. It's off. We don't know the length of it, the radius, do we? No. So here's what we have to do. See 6, 4. So 6, 4 will be somewhere up here, won't it? Now what we have to do is this. You could extend the circle until it hits 6, 4. And what you can do here is you can find the radius, can't you? So this is 2 minus 1. This point here is 6, 4. If we use the distance formula, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. If we use the distance formula, guys, we can then find out how far that's away from us, okay? So we can do is this: radius equals x2 minus x1. Oh, sorry, x2, y2, x1, y1. So what we're going to do is 6 minus 2 squared plus, what's it, 4 minus 1, isn't it? What's minus 1? So 4 plus 1 then, yeah? Squared. Our radius squared is going to be, what's that going to be? Square root of 6 minus 2 squared. Nope. Plus y plus 1 squared, which is 5 squared. Root 41. Okay? Square root of 41. Now, once I find out that the radius is root 41, what can I do for the next part then? Square root of 41. So, what's the h value? H value is 2. What's the k value? So it'll be a plus 1 there, because minus 1 will make a plus 1. And then finally, what's our radius squared? Root 41 to be squared? Just 41, isn't it? And you're done. That's your answer. So you can still see that your answer is x minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 41. Okay, so you guys, excuse me, these ones are done in the reverse. They're reversed, okay? Excuse me, they're reversed, okay? So let me show you. You have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So here's how you do this. I'm doing question 19, okay? So all you have to do is, the 25 corresponds to the r squared. Is everybody alright with that? So the r squared is 25. This means r equals 5. The radius is 5. Then you look at what's inside the brackets, and you go, okay, that means that if I was to look at this really formally, the minus 1 is the same thing as, so minus h equals minus 1. Multiply both sides by minus, h equals 1. That's the x coordinate of the center of the circle. Then you line up the y. Y plus 3 is the same thing as minus k. So minus k equals plus 3. K therefore equals minus 3, because you multiply both sides by minus. And you've got the center of your circle, and you've got the radius. It's handy enough, isn't it? Let's try another one. Question 24. Okay. Now with question 24, guys, what we can see here is the same deal. Just go back to your equation. Okay. So we're just going to, once again, question 24 I said, right? 36 equals what? 36 equals what part of this? R squared. So r squared equals 36. What does that mean? R equals 6. Okay. Then you're going again. Minus h is the same thing as minus 1. So what does that mean for h? H equals 1. Alright, then finally the k squared. The plus 5 and the minus k. Sorry? Yeah, minus k equals 5. Therefore k equals, that means the center circle is 1 minus 5. Okay guys, will you guys try 20 and 22 now?